Hello, this is Mary Prasad. Visit me at artbymdp.blogspot.com. In this video, I'll show you how to create some fun labels for organizing your craft supplies. You will need some labels. I cut mine out of white cardstock using dies and some other supplies listed here on the screen. Here are some jars I bought at a craft store, and I'm going to make labels for these so that I can organize some of my stuff. The large one I'm going to use without the lid, so I'm going to just wrap a ribbon around the edge to cover that up. And then I'm going to be able to put some paintbrushes and other tall things inside there, like my doodle sticks, my brush sticks, my palette knives, pens, etc. For the first label, I'm going to use some Irresistible Texture Spray in neon colors. First you want to shake them up, and then you can just spray them. I suggest putting your items in a box and spraying them so you don't get overspray on other things. These I've already sprayed, and I've already added some Radiant Neon ink to them, but I'm going to add a little bit more. You just add it with some ink blushers. You can wipe off any of the excess ink with a damp towel. Next I'm going to use Irresistible Pico Embellishers in Wedding Dress, Tuxedo Black, and Shimmer. When you first get these, you'll want to take off the whole top and remove the seal. Then screw it back on, give it a shake, and you're just about ready to go. Every time I use mine, I just squeeze out a little bit because there might be some air bubbles in the nozzle. After that, you can make small dots or thin lines. You can make your own enamel dots by putting them on your craft mat and letting them dry. They pop off easily and may be applied to projects with glue. Once you've finished using them, just guide the no clog pin in with your finger. This is one I have decorated with some of the shimmer. They look like little dewdrops. They're really pretty. If you want a different look, you can put a little bit of ink on before applying it. Here you can see one is a little brighter than the other. To clean the mat, just spray it with a little water and wipe with a paper towel. The next label I'm going to make in the same colors as these binder clips. Using the ink blushers again, I'm going to blend the inks one into the other. You may use the enamel dots you created, or do what I will do later and use the Pico Embellisher directly onto paper. Next, I'm going to stamp the words binder clips onto the label I just created. I'm going to use these letter stamps with a stamp positioner. I've already mounted the stamps, and I'm using a piece of recycled plastic to position the stamps. First I'm going to ink up the stamps with some VersaFine ink, and then I'm going to stamp it on the plastic, and then I'm going to put my label underneath in the correct position, remove the plastic, and then stamp. Now I'll add a little bit of the Tuxedo Black Irresistible Pico Embellisher to each of the corners. For the large jar, I'm going to create a double label. The bottom label will be brightly colored with some of my Memento inks using the ink blushers, as I did before, blending them one into another. I'm also going to make these embellishments using my Pico Embellisher by drawing around some of my stamps. This will give it a 3D edge. I'll set that aside to dry and then go back to working on the label for my paper clipped jar. I wanted to have an @ and a little paper clip that I found in my stamp sets, and I'll use the stamp positioner again to create the label. To give my embellishments that stained glass look, I'm going to use some alcohol markers to color them from the back side. Once they've been colored, I'm going to cut them apart, and then I'm going to seal them with some glaze on using an ink blusher. I'm going to cut around each of my embellishments and then put them aside until my label is done. To create the top part of my label, I'm going to use the ink that's already on my ink blushers to make a pastel looking label. I will then mount this to the bottom label using dimensional adhesive, and then I will adhere my embellishments using liquid adhesive. For the ribbon, I'm going to use seam binding and give it a two-tone look using my Memento Dewdrops. I'm going to run one color down one side and another color down the other side. Then I'm going to clean my craft mat and then add some water all the way down the ribbon. Holding the ribbon with some tweezers, I will dry it with my heat tool, although you may also let it air dry. Once done, I'm just going to tie the ribbon into a nice bow around the top of the jar and adhere my labels with Tear-It tape since it's a very strong adhesive. I really love how these labels came out. They're bright and cheerful, great for my craft room. For more information and other ideas, please visit artbymdp.blogspot.com.